It is transfer deadline day. The final day of the transfer window is here. And the big money question is, will Arsenal finally sign a striker? The Standard are still reporting Arsenal are expected to make a late second bid for Ollie Watkins, as well as Arsenal are battling it out for Mathys Tel. Now, Fabrizio Romano did give an update with regards to Unai Emery saying that he does expect Watkins to stay. However, with the new signing of Marcus Rashford, I think we could be in for some late drama. I think this could go all the way to the very, very end. Apologies, my hair is a bit all over the place this morning. Having one of those days. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Make sure you have hit that subscribe button. We are steamrolling our way towards 50,000 subscribers. We just hit 43,000 and now we're already at 43,200. So we're just under 800 away. So go down and hit that subscribe button. Before I get into the transfer stories, I have never seen Manchester City fan base rattled like this. Overnight, Man City have just completely exploded. Their fans slating Arsenal, this and that. Like the celebration police are out. Arsenal aren't allowed to celebrate a 5-1 win over, Premier League rivals. I'm actually do a longer video on it, but I just wanted to say that the City fan base, their fan base are absolutely rattled beyond belief. Now we'll bring up the report from the Standard first, who says, will Arsenal make another move for Ollie Watkins? The Gunners have already had one bid rejected for the striker this window, and Aston Villa are under no pressure to sell after they already let John Duran go. Watkins was forced off at half-time in Villa's defeat to Wolves on Saturday due to an injury issue. Unai Emery said after the match, I changed him because he was feeling a bit of pain in his muscle. Hopefully tomorrow we will test him and assess him. It won't be anything important. Now, lots of Arsenal fans right now are, there's a lot of news out there. Nico Williams was on the bench against, I think Athletic Bilbao played, was it yesterday or the day before? And he wasn't, I think it was against Real Betis, and he didn't play. Lots of people saying, I don't even think he was involved in the squad. Could Arsenal be prepared to make that move? I'm going to say right now, before anyone says, oh, Henry's twerking for Arsenal, I think it's very unlikely that Arsenal bring in Watkins or Williams. The one forward I think they could bring in is Mathys Tel. That one is probably the most likely, but again, he's going to want game time, and the Arsenal forward line last night was on fire. So it's a very, very difficult situation Arsenal have got right now because they are looking for a gem who improves their 11, and there isn't many of those out there. You've got Gyökeres, Osimhen, or, Isak. Isak's going to be 150 million, unlikely to leave in January. Gyökeres has come out and said he wants to stay in Portugal. They did, however, bid 60 million for Ollie Watkins. The timing of the bid, Villa weren't happy with, but they have now just brought in Marcus Rashford. And Fabrizio Romano has come out and said that, he does expect Ollie Watkins to stay. I'll try and find that. That tweet in a second. There is some transfer news by this ITK on Twitter. Is it Indicalia? I believe it's pronounced. Arsenal are furious of Aston Villa for not allowing Ollie Watkins to make his dream move. 2 bids rejected. The last bid was 9 p.m. last night. Arsenal to submit final bid and willing to pay 70% up front. Ollie Watkins and his family are desperate for a move to Arsenal. Now, I don't know how legit that is. I don't know what his credibility is like. He does have a big following, but I am not too sure on that. That could be, absolute madness. It could be absolute BS. In terms of the Arsenal transfer window, it is starting to look, like they are getting annoyed. I'm just trying to find the tweet in the background. Now, in terms of, we'll get onto Mathys Tel in a moment. But in terms of Ollie Watkins, I'm going to say right now, I think he will stay at Aston Villa. Fabrizio Romano shared an update. Here it is from Give Me Sport. Here it is. Watkins to Arsenal is really complicated. And this was from Fabrizio Romano. So that deal is very unlikely to happen. Mathys Tel, however, could still happen. Here it is. This is the Give Me Sport article. Watkins to Arsenal, really complicated. It then goes on to set up here. Arsenal could be priced out of a deal for Ollie Watkins. Fabrizio Romano has revealed exclusively to Give Me Sport. The Gunners launched a surprise attempt to sign Ollie Watkins for a fee of around 60 million last week, but the proposal was quickly pushed back with the Midlands club based having sanctioned the sale of John Duran to Al Nassr, and it is unlikely they're willing to negotiate the departure. Yeah, so that's very unlikely. In terms of Mathys Tel, though, Manchester United and Arsenal are battling for his signature. Now, in terms of Mathys Tel, he does want first team football. Tottenham have been in negotiations with Bayern Munich. They agreed a deal for around 60 million euros. He then rejected the proposal. The Standard have come out and said it is expected to be a busy deadline day as the January transfer window comes to an end. The Independent report that Manchester United are struggling to agree with a deal for Mathys Tel as they continue to hold talks with Bayern Munich for whatever a loan deal would have an obligation to buy or just an option. This is said to have given Arsenal a boost as they push to make a late move for the 19-year-old. And I wouldn't say it's a panic buy from Arsenal. Mathys Tel is a good player. He is a 19-year-old, forward. The only argument I potentially would have is, does that stunt the growth of someone like Owanieri, who at the moment is on absolute fire? The guy is ridiculous. Now, Mathys Tel has played 3 games in the Champions League and 8 games in the league and has only got 1 assist, but he's not happy there. It's quite evidently to see that. He played 30 games in the Bundesliga last season and got 7 goals and 5 assists. And he also got 2 goals and 1 assist in 8 games in the Champions League. So he can be a good player for Arsenal. I just think in terms of what they want right now, I think they need someone of a bit more, like, it would be a good signing for them because he's got a lot of potential, but they need more of an established player. This is Mathys Tel's record: 16 goals and 7 assists. So what's that? 23 goal contributions in 83 games. Not a huge amount of minutes, 2,464. But the transfer window, it closes today. If Arsenal are going to bring a player in, they need to do it soon. Boniface is another one that's been heavily linked to a move to Arsenal. Let's not forget that he actually agreed terms to, he agreed terms with Al Nassr to leave Leverkusen. You've also got Vlahovic. There's still some links out there to him. They need to just get a move on now. Like, they know when the transfer window closes, and they will be sitting there right now with every player, every single player right now and their agent. There will be like a timeline of conversations, but time's running out. And if they don't bring in a forward, I just think that may leave them short. They absolutely destroyed Manchester City yesterday, and maybe Owanieri can really help, the load of goals that they scored. Owanieri scored, Lewis Skelly scored, Havertz scored, Odegaard scored. They were in a really good position yesterday in terms of how much they controlled that match. But I just think with the games every 3 or 4 days, and you don't know what Saka's injury is going to be like when he comes back, they need to bring a forward in. I think they may bring someone in, but it's going to be in like the 11th hour or the 10th hour or the last hours in the transfer window. It looks like Mathys Tel, they're still pushing for that deal. But I think Ollie Watkins is unlikely at this stage. Let me know your thoughts down below. I just think, Arsenal are in a position where if they do get this forward right, they could go and win the league. 5 goals against Manchester City is a statement of intent that they aren't going anywhere in this title race. And if they can match that with bringing in a signing of real quality, then why can't they go and win the league? If there was a here we go later on from Fabrizio Romano, Arsenal have agreed a deal to sign Nico Williams. that tells everyone else, especially Liverpool, that they aren't going anywhere. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have it, that subscribe button, and I'll see you all soon.